Hi, Janelle here, Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. Happy to have you here today. A nice breezy day. Have a visitor, my cat, who keeps hitting my camera stand. And so I have a renewed, recharged purpose for this channel. When I first started it, I like to tell stories. So some people post in the comments, video doesn't start, and then they'll put the minute and it's like a few minutes in. I'm sorry, I kind of do that. But 2020, I got rolling on this channel. It was the COVID year. Maybe I shouldn't have said COVID. I'm gonna have to put a sound over that. Anyway, it was nice to have nothing going on. It was like a really peaceful reset, and I made so many videos. I made a video every day, and they were all like herbal how-to. So if you go back and look at all my old videos, I had this really nice year, every day a video on just how-to with herbs. Then things I got off track because I wanted to share with more people, and there was so much censorship online and social media and Facebook. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to share, I better censor myself, and I have to be careful, and I don't want to sound like a medical professional, and I also don't want to isolate only Christians. Well, now in this time, I definitely feel like I am making a definitive stand as a Christian, as an herbalist. I am speaking about these plant medicines because this is God's intention for us. It is in the Bible. And the pharmakeia, the sorcery, the witchcraft that people think is herbs is not. It is big pharma. Do not be deceived by the glamour industry, the beauty industry that makes it look like it's so wonderful, but they are practicing sorcery. We are not. All right, I am not. Maybe some herbalists are practicing witchcraft, but I am not. Question, and this is the title of this video: does Jesus heal, or do herbs heal? So I used to talk a lot about healing, and that's a word we're told not to ever use, FDA rules. I cannot say things heal, but in a generic sense, or I don't know, specific sense, I'm using that word. I used to say heal with a heart, or I'd type it with a heart so that I wouldn't spell it out phonetically the way, H-E-A-L. So I'm referring to my notes that I wrote in my prayer time this morning. Does Jesus heal? Jesus heals for sure. He saves us. All right, so let me put this down while I speak from my heart here. I was 25 and I got saved out of myself, out of my sins that I didn't even know I had, but I just knew something wasn't right. I was an atheist, agnostic, grew up being introduced to many different religions, which I think was a blessing because I do have tolerance, where I feel like so many Christians I met since I became saved are so intolerant of others and only think that they are the saved ones. And I'm like, I don't think so. Just, the Bible says many will come saying, I cast out demons in your name. And Jesus says, I never knew you. So there are going to be people from all religions, all denominations, and in my opinion, we only do go to God through the Son, through Jesus, but just because you're a Christian does not mean that you have an automatic in, because you could be an asleep Christian, basically. All right, so he heals. And I had enormous healing when and he chooses us. I didn't choose him. He sought me, chased me down. Long story, but he chooses us. And in this awakened moment, I was so on my knees in awe of what he does, what he did for me, what he can do for me. And in that moment of gratitude, and I was living the I don't know, typical American cultural lifestyle at college, I lost the desire to party, to drink, to, smoke cigarettes, or to have casual sex, all of the things that people say are okay. It just like fell off me. So like that, in that way I was healed. I was healed of not being honest. I want to say lying. It's not like I was a habitual liar, but like I really wanted to be honest. I wanted truth. I wanted to be truthful. And all of that came to me in a healing. Now, there were many ways that I was not healed immediately. And those ways, okay, so let's see. People pleasing. All right, my notes are like very hard for me to read. So like I was still a people pleaser. Majorly people pleaser. I had a lot of worry. I think I might not be able to use my notes just because I kind of mixed them up. Okay. People pleaser, worry. I guess I could even say codependent, fears. So these are things that like would come and be healed in time. They didn't all fall off of me. I don't think I know anyone who becomes a Christian and like every single thing they're like saved from, healed from instantly like that. It usually is this like process, deliverance process over time. And so in that time, so like a farmer, so you have seed, time, harvest. There was the seed, the God seed in me. Then there was a lot of time. And then you harvest the fruit. So the fruits being the fruits of the Spirit. So this big span of time, I had to be delivered time and time again from a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And when you have a lot of stuff, fear, worries, resentment, people pleasing, it makes you unbalanced. Your stomach might be in knots, your shoulders are tight, you're secreting, cortisol into your system. So I relied on herbs to balance my body. Now the Bible does say that God gave us the plants for healing. The leaves of the tree will be the healing of the nations. So I know he gave them. I know that was his plan to assist mankind with those herbs. But Jesus is our first healer. He comes first. And then our food, our plants, these are things that we need to use, if I want to use the word use, to take care of this vessel, our body. And so in this big time span, which has been almost 20 years, I've had a lot of things to be delivered from. I relied heavily on herbs like catnip and lavender, and at times valerian, to calm my nervous system so I could relax, so that my body was not in super stress mode. My digestion was all screwed up from all kinds of fears and worries, and just feeling like, about situations, or being uncomfortable, or worry does a lot. I keep saying fear and worry because I feel like those are like the two main emotions that can cause tumult in the body. So I learned so much about herbs for digestion, and I needed them. They helped me digest and soothe my food, soothe my intestines and my stomach. As I have become more and more delivered of things, my digestion is much better. My nerves are much better. I don't need herbs as much, but they're still like a big part of my life. And I wrote this one thing I felt was like pretty brilliant when I wrote it down. All right, let me see where I can find it. Okay, so I said, you need to understand that herbs were not a thing, quote, thing in Bible times, which now they're like a thing. you know? They were not a thing. They were the thing. They were the thing. Every food was a plant or animal or a product thereof. You know, deer meat, cow, milk, cheese, every plant you can imagine that is seed bearing, fruit bearing. These were all of the foods. There was no glyphosate, there were no herbicides, there were no pesticides. There was maple syrup, there was honey. Everything that we like weird hippie people, I don't even know if I want to call us hippie people, foodie, natural, crunchy mama people. Everything that we eat, it was like that's how everybody ate. Everybody ate that way. So there was none of the bull crap that we have to deal with today in infiltrating our food systems, toxins in the air, depleted soil. Our food was just good food. Yet people still had disease. People still had bad diseases. They still had mental disorders. There was depression and insanity. There was all of these things present. And food was, quote unquote, perfect at that time. So Jesus heals. And then turning back to a natural diet, one from a healed land, a healthy land, healthy water supply, healthy foods, not chemicals. We have to remember, like, God makes things a certain way, and then Satan perverts it in a facsimile to seem similar, but it isn't the intention that God had from the beginning. And of course we have to be careful in our thinking. There is amazing emergency medicine, but have we blurred the line where we're not receiving emergency treatment, we are abusing that medicine, that facsimile medicine. So, okay, that's my spiritual lesson. In between these heavy-duty spiritual lessons, I am going to show you simple how-to lessons with plants, with herbs, with foods in your kitchen. So, thank you. Comment. Come back again soon.